Curse of the Haunted Mill, a Tale of Terror. Story 1. The Old Mill's Deadly Curse. The old mill on the outskirts of town had been abandoned for years. Rumors had it that the place was cursed, and anyone who dared to enter it would never return. Still, curiosity got the best of a group of teenagers who decided to explore the mill one night. As soon as they stepped inside, they could feel the ominous energy of the place. The old machinery creaked and groaned as if alive, and the air was thick with the smell of damp wood and rust. Suddenly, the door behind them slammed shut, trapping them inside. They tried to force it open, but it wouldn't budge. Panic set in as they heard eerie whispers and footsteps in the darkness. One by one, the teenagers were dragged away by an unseen force, their screams echoing through the mill. The last survivor, a boy named David, managed to break a window and escape. He ran all the way back to town, where he collapsed in front of the police station. When they found him, he was in shock and could only mutter one phrase over and over: the curse of the old mill. Nobody ever ventured near the old mill again, and it remained a dark, cursed place for decades. Story 2. The Haunted Mill Pond. The old mill pond had always been a favorite spot for local fishermen, but one day, a group of them stumbled upon a strange discovery: a submerged mill wheel that appeared to be spinning by itself. At first, they thought it was a trick of the light, but as they got closer, they saw that the water was churning and bubbling around the wheel. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the water, beckoning them to come closer. One by one, the fishermen were lured into the water by the mysterious figure. They felt a strange, cold sensation as they sank deeper and deeper, unable to resist the lure of the haunted mill pond. Only one man managed to break free and escape. He ran back to town, screaming about the cursed mill pond and the vengeful spirits that lurked beneath its murky waters. After that, the mill pond was fenced off and declared off limits to the public, but some say that on quiet nights, you can still hear the eerie sound of the mill wheel spinning and the mournful cries of the lost fishermen. Story 3. The Millkeeper's Revenge. The old mill had been abandoned for years, but one man still lived nearby, the former millkeeper, who had been driven mad by the curse of the place. One night, a group of young boys sneaked into the mill, looking for adventure. They were startled to find the millkeeper waiting for them, his eyes wild and his hands shaking with rage. He accused them of stealing from the mill and demanded that they leave at once. When they refused, he flew into a rage and attacked them with a rusty saw blade. The boys ran for their lives, pursued by the crazed millkeeper. They stumbled into the machinery room, where they accidentally activated the old mill's grinding mechanism. The sound was deafening as the gears and pulleys ground into motion, and the boys were quickly caught in the machinery's deadly grip. The millkeeper watched with a satisfied grin as their screams echoed through the old mill, knowing that he had finally exacted his revenge on the trespassers who had defiled his cursed home. The next morning, the townspeople discovered the grisly scene at the old mill. The bodies of the boys were mangled beyond recognition, their limbs twisted and broken by the ancient machinery. As the police investigated the gruesome crime, they found the millkeeper's body slumped against a wall, his throat slashed open with the same rusty saw blade he had used to attack the boys. Some say that the curse of the old mill claimed its final victim that night, as the millkeeper's madness consumed him completely. Others believe that his vengeful spirit still haunts the mill, waiting for any who dare to enter and meet their doom. In the years since the tragedy, the old mill has been left to crumble and decay, a haunting reminder of the curse that still lingers over it. Few dare to venture near the place, and those who do report strange sightings and eerie sounds, as if the old machinery is still churning away, grinding up all who dare to enter its cursed halls.